Hey YouTube, Easy Acoustic here with another guitar lesson. I wanted to make a lesson that just kind of showed you guys all the different chord shapes that I'm going to be playing throughout my videos. That way, when I'm doing the lesson, if I mention a chord, you have this video to reference. That way you can kind of go back and study the changes, study the chord shapes. That way, when you're watching a video, you don't have to worry about me telling you how to play the chord. You already know how to play it. So the first thing, if you don't know the different strings on the guitar, you will probably want to know that. So the first thing you should probably know is Eddie A Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. So that's what most guitar players know. So basically from the top string, so you can think of these as number through 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or you can think of them as letters. So I'm going to show you the letters. So from the top, this is E, this is A, this is D, this is G, this is B, this is E. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So that's where that comes from. So if you didn't already know that, that's definitely something you want to know, because I'm going to be referencing different string numbers and string names. So you'll want to know that. So I'm going to give you a lot of chords today. So at any time you can pause the video and say, hey, I want to take another look at that chord. So that's why we have YouTube, right? So you can pause and rewind and fast forward all whatever you want. So the first chord I will show you is an A major. So this is all going to be on the 2nd fret here. So again, frets 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm only going to be showing you on the 1st through the 3rd fret today, just the cowboy chords. So it makes things a lot easier. So A major. What you want to do is you want to put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. You're going to put your middle finger right under it on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then put your ring finger right under that on the B string. And you don't want to play the top E string, or the top E string, sorry. You can go all the way from the A string all the way down to the E string. You don't want to play the top E string. So some people bar it, and they just don't play the bottom string, but for this purpose we'll show you how to play it like that. So again, that's an A major. If you want to pause the video and see that, you can. But I'm going to move on to the next chord. So taking that A major, you can play an A minor just by simply moving a string over. So what you want to do is you want to move this shape up and put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then you want to slide in your first finger right there on the 1st fret of the B string. So that's how you play an A minor, so you can switch pretty easily. So that gives you 2 chords with relatively little ease. You could also switch it up to where you play it with your middle finger leading from the A, and that way all you have to do is put in your first finger. So it's up to you. For purposes of learning guitar, I think it's easier to learn it like this. That way you just have that shape down, and then you can mess around using your pinky. So that's A major, and that's A minor. All right, so we're gonna skip B because B is really only with the bar chord, and we're not gonna play those right now. So the next chord is a C major. This is a chord you're gonna use a lot in songs. So the C major, there's obviously a couple ways to play it, but the first one I'll show you is take your ring finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the A string, take your middle finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the D string, skip the G string, and bring in your first finger all the way down to the B of the 1st fret. And again, you don't want to play this top string. Some people play it to where they actually cover the G string. I'm not going to show you how to play that today. This is just for beginners. So, but if you can't get that first finger in, just practice it like this. And you don't have to play the bottom string, but I mean, at first it's probably going to sound something like that. You're not going to quite get that finger in there, but just take some practice. You'll get it. But again, it's so from the top, it's ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, skip a string, first finger on the 1st fret of the B string. So if you want to take a pause and see that, that's the chord you'll need. The next chord we'll need is a D. This is another chord that's played a lot. So far we've learned A major, A minor, C major, and now we're going to play D major. So D major, this one of the chords it's I wouldn't say it's one of the easiest chords, but it's one of the easier chords when you first start playing because it's a pretty concise looking chord. So the first thing you want to do is when you play a D, you don't want to play these top strings up here. You only want to play from the A string down. So what you want to do is you want to put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then you want to skip a string and put your middle finger on the E string. And then you want to slide in your ring finger, I brain fart there, your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. So all together should be open 3, 2, 3. Or sorry, open 2, 3, 2. So what I like to do is when I first learned this chord is just play that. Make sure you can get it to where you get this B open. And then as time comes, you can slide in that finger. So from the top, again, you can play it from all the way from the D string down. Because the D's in the note, right? So you can play that. But don't play the top strings. So that's a D major. I'll show a D minor in another video. So, and then the next chord, so if we're going in alphabetical here, E. So let's show you an E minor because you'll play an E minor a lot. So far we learned A major, A minor, C major, D major. So an E minor is probably the easiest chord to ever learn on the guitar. It only requires 2 fingers, and it's very simple because you can strum every single string. So what you want to do is you want to take your first finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then take your middle finger, put it right below it on the D string, and then you'd strum every single chord, or every single string. And that is how you play an E minor. So again, this is another chord where if you want to learn how to play it so you can transition to another chord easier, just switch it up to where you put your middle finger up here and your ring finger there, because the next chord I'm going to show you is an E major. So take that E minor I showed you, but this time we're going to use it with our middle finger and our ring finger, and then you want to slide in your first finger on the 1st fret right there on the G string, and then play that E minor from before, right? So E minor, E major. So just from a simple finger movement, you can go from major to minor. They make things pretty simple, right? So that's how you play an E minor and an E major. Again, you can stop the video and you can take a look at these. So far we learned A major, A minor, C major, D major, E minor, E major. So I'm not going to show you how to play an F. That's a bar chord. I'll show you that in another lesson. So the last chord I'm going to teach you how to play is a G major. Now this is a chord you're going to play a lot. So this is a chord you definitely want to take some time to learn. Specifically the G, the D, and the C. You'll play those a lot. So get those down. So in order to play a G major, you want to take your middle finger, you want to put it right here on the 3rd fret of the E string, slide in your first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then we're going to skip the D and the G string. I'm going to teach you how to play it this way because I think this is the best way to play G. Put your ring finger on the B string of the 3rd fret, and then take your pinky finger and put it on the E string of the 3rd fret. Now it's going to take some time for it to sound clear like that. You may come into where you don't quite get all the notes. Maybe these 2 in the middle kind of ring out, or they sound crappy. But just take some time, practice, and you'll get it down. But yeah, so from the top it's 3 on the E string, and then 2 on the A string with your first finger. Skip 2 strings, and then ring finger, pinky finger. So all the chords that we've learned today: A major, A minor, C major, D major, E minor, E major, G major. So a lot of songs are G, D, C. So now you've learned those chords, you can practice switching between them. Going from G to C, that's a good transition. But now you have all these chords, you can pause and you can rewind and you can see where I play them and just study this video, and you should be able to learn most of the cowboy chords. And G, D, C is a very popular chord progression. So this has been Nico from Easy Acoustic. I hope you guys found this video enjoyable. Hope I didn't ramble too much, but this is going to help you guys learn how to play guitar. These are the first steps you want to take. So thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe.